Hello and welcome to my channel. Bogdan #7.
Bruh. How could Formula One be better? A good question, which, after the beginning of the 1970s, was hard to answer, with the recordsman Stewart retiring from Formula One and Seifert dying at the last race of the previous season. Most thought that this question would not be answered in 1974. How wrong were they? Fittipaldi moved from Lotus to McLaren, X joined Lotus, and Lauda, along with Regazzoni, were now at Ferrari. In the season's first race in Argentina, Peterson led in the qualifying session, followed by Regazzoni and Fittipaldi. Reutemann initially led the race but encountered issues on the final lap, allowing him to claim victory. Ferrari secured second and third with Lauda and Regazzoni, trailed by Hellwood, Beltois and Depailler. With the point system unchanged, Hulme, the New Zealander, led the World Championship. In Brazil, Fittipaldi claimed pole position with Reutemann and Lauda behind him. A delayed start due to incidents caught some drivers off guard, giving Peterson and Reutemann an edge. Reutemann's tire issues left Fittipaldi and Persson battling for the lead until Peterson suffered a puncture. Consequently, Fittipaldi won ahead of Regazzoni, X, Passe, Hellwood and Peterson. In South Africa, during a test before the race week, Revson had a fatal accident in his shadow due to a front suspension failure. The team withdrew from the race in the morning. Lauda surprisingly took pole, followed by Passe and Merzario in the FWRC Ford. The race saw many retirements, with Reutemann winning ahead of Beltois, Hellwood, Depailler, Stack, and Merzario. At Jarama, Lauda secured pole ahead of Peterson and Regazzoni. In a race with changing conditions, Lauda maintained composure to win his first race, with Regazzoni completing a Ferrari 1-2. They were followed by Fittipaldi, Stack, Scheckter and Hulme. Despite not having a win yet, Regazzoni led the driver standings by 1 point over Lauda and 3 over Fittipaldi, with McLaren Ford leading the constructors. At Nivelle, Regazzoni was on pole, with Scheckter and Lauda behind him. Fittipaldi emerged victorious, taking the lead in the driver standings. Lauda finished second, followed by Scheckter, Regazzoni with issues, Beltois and Hulme. In Monaco, Lauda claimed pole from Regazzoni and Peterson. After Regazzoni's spin and Lauda's initial failure, Peterson, who had also spun, claimed the Monaco victory over Scheckter, a remarkable Jarier in his shadow, the rebounding Regazzoni, Fittipaldi, and the youthful John Watson. At Anderstorp, Depailler secured a pole over Scheckter and Lauda. Scheckter grabbed the lead at the start, and numerous retirements ensured his victory in a tire 1 to finish with Depailler. They were followed by Hans Hesketh, Fittipaldi, Jarier, and the veteran Graham Hill. For round 8 to Zandvoort, Lauda claimed pole over Regazzoni and Fittipaldi. Lauda persevered to win from teammate Regazzoni, Fittipaldi, Hellwood, Scheckter, and Depailler. In the driver standings, Fittipaldi led with 31 points, followed by Lauda with 30 and Regazzoni with 28. The constructors' race was tight as well, with McLaren Ford leading Ferrari by 3 points. The French Grand Prix at the new Dijon-Prenois circuit saw Lauda on pole, with Peterson and Tom Price in only his second Grand Prix trailing. Lauda and Peterson duelled, while Fittipaldi retired due to an oil leak. Peterson won the race ahead of the new championship leader Lauda, Regazzoni, Scheckter, X and Hulme. Price triggered a start line accident leading to the retirements for himself, Reutemann and Hunt. At Brands Hatch, Lauda and Peterson recorded identical lap times down to the 10th of the second, the smallest margin at the time, but Lauda took pole for second first. Scheckter was next. During the race, Lauda suffered a puncture 5 laps from the end while leading. Scheckter won, followed by Fittipaldi, now back in the championship lead, X, Regazzoni and Lauda, who finished 9th but was obstructed by the crowd gathering for the race finish when changing his tires, resulting in a 5th place classification, and behind him came Reutemann. At the Nürburgring Nordschleife, Lauda secured pole over Regazzoni and Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi stalled on the grid, Lauda spun and retired, and Helmut suffered a career-ending accident. Regazzoni's victory, his first in nearly 4 years, propelled him to the championship lead, followed by Scheckter, Reutemann, Peterson, X and Price. In Austria, Lauda secured pole position over Reutemann. Amid a fierce contest, both Lauda and Fittipaldi retired, leading to Reutemann's victory ahead of Hulme, Hunt, Watson, Regazzoni and Brambilla. In Italy, Lauda again claimed pole from Reutemann and Passe. However, retirements from Lauda and Regazzoni allowed Peterson to triumph over Fittipaldi, Scheckter, Merzario, Passe and Hulme. In Canada, Fittipaldi snatched pole from Lauda and Scheckter, ultimately winning the race in front of Regazzoni, Peterson, Hunt, Depaille and Hulme. With just one race remaining, Fittipaldi and Regazzoni were tied in points, closely followed by Scheckter, who was still in the title race. The decisive moment came at the United States Grand Prix in Watkins-Glen, where Reutemann grabbed pole from Hunt and under his new partner Ford. Both Partner and Penske, two fresh American teams, showcased professionalism akin to Fittipaldi's. He qualified 8th, just ahead of Regazzoni and 2 spots behind Scheckter. Ferrari's handling issues led to Reutemann's win over Passe, Hunt and Fittipaldi, who clinched his second title and McLaren's first. Watson and Depaille also finished strong. Fittipaldi concluded the season with 55 points, followed by Regazzoni with 52, Scheckter with 45, Lauda with 38, Peterson with 35, Reutemann with 32, and others. McLaren Ford took the constructors' title, leaving Ferrari, Tyrrell Ford, Lotus Ford, Brabham Ford, and others trailing. Thus, the thrilling and dynamic title race ended with Fittipaldi earning his second championship since 1972. What changes will 1975 bring? That remains to be seen in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and goodbye.